Hello and welcome to the Android Netrunner Regionals, Malaysian Regionals for 2015 at Sparta Games Arena. This is game one of the Swiss
Top
top
8,
8.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry. My name is Richard.
And it's Brandon
Yeah,
here.
we'll be a host for today.
Yes, and this time it's going to be Richard who's going to be the main host for you guys today.
We'll mix it up a little.
Yeah, you're in the driver's seat now, pal.
Mm. All right. Yeah,
So, yeah.
so we've got this is a pretty meta. I hate using that word now. It's pretty meta matchup with Near Hub on you playing Near Hub while Hongqing plays Noise.
Yeah, meta is like the new four-letter word right
Yeah,
now.
it's four-letter word. It's horrible. Mm. So this is so. Can you give us a bit of a rundown? Or what placing was this? As in, how did you seed in this top eight, and how was your matchup like?
I believe that Hongqing was the first or second seed, and I came in on the 8th or 7th. I think Hongqing was first, and I was 8th seed.
All right.
Because I remember I just managed to scrape in through right into the top 8 card for the regionals.
Hmm.
So he's first, and I'm 8th.
Okay. So we are seeing
Yeah.
a NEH right here from your side. So can you tell us
Mm-hmm.
what kind of NEH?
Absolutely, it's a butcher shop NEH.
The only kind.
Yeah, those of you, I mean, you guys already seen it before in the Swiss already, right? So there's no surprises here.
Mm-hmm. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with NBM Near Hub, Near Hubs is a 45 minimum deck size with 17 influence, very fancy. And its
Mm-hmm.
ability is the first time you create a new server during your turn, you draw a card. Very good for consistent card draw and generally fast decks. And
That's right.
on the other side, we have Noise, Hongqing playing Noise. Noise has made his, I think, third resurgence into the major game space. Noise has fallen in and out of the meta for the longest time, but I think he's here to stay for now. So Noise is, well, he spreads viruses all over the place. He's a very nasty guy.
That's
Every
right.
time you install a virus, the corporation mills one card off the top of his deck into his archives. Very nasty stuff.
Very nasty.
Ye-
Very, very
Yep.
nasty. And Hongqing is one of the top players that we have in our local meta over here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not really honestly too confident going against him, but you gotta do what you gotta do, right? And still see how far you get in the top 8.
Mm. Playing with great players, I always feel like playing with great players makes you step yourself up a little, even if you might not be as good, but keeps you on your toes, and that's all you need.
Well, one thing which I really learned, especially like you said, when playing with good players, is
Mm-hmm.
that you really have to go in with the right mindset.
Yep.
And if you just let yourself be stressed all the time and you just play on tilt, you never learn anything from your games. So it's taking me a long time for me to do this, and I still make that mistake of just playing on tilt. But I think I'm getting better at just learning from my mistakes, seeing how the great players actually play their decks, and it's been great so far.
Mm. So, yeah, I think both players taken mulligans.
Yeah, I want to make sure that I get the earliest opportunity to just try to obviously make him steal agendas
Mhm.
and then just scotch him while I'm richer.
Yep. So here's the thing. Butcher shop decks are typically very aggressive. Yeah, they like to
That's right.
install agendas out in the open. The runner just comes in and snatches it, and then the butcher shop just surprises them. Well, not really surprise. Just lays down a seasource or mid-seasons on them and scorches them all to hell. But I think it's not really gonna work in NEH. This is a pretty good matchup in Noise's favor because Noise is all about sitting back, relaxing, letting that disco music play, that wild side, while selling off all his viruses to the Ace of Spawn shop.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, the problem with this matchup that we have here is usually Butcher Shop earns quite a bit of the kills through runner mistakes, which I absolutely cannot count on because Hongqi makes very few of them.
Hmm.
And the second thing, of course, is a card called Imp.
Yeah, that card
So,
that we obviously see in every Noise deck because it is just so good.
So yeah, my only choice of actually really winning this out is to either fast advance my agendas out or maybe just score a breaking news with a couple of clicks left just to scorch him.
Mm-hmm. So you see him toss a cash out. He's got a pretty good setup early, which is wild side, ace hops, and cash right there to secure his economy. And then he's playing this new card, the pretty new at the
Street
time.
Peddler?
Yep,
Yeah.
which is amazing which is an amazing card by itself, but it works extremely well in a variety of decks.
I know you got to actually make sure that your deck build around it because you don't want to whiffle on 3 events on the Street Peddler,
Mm-hmm.
but it's pretty much almost an auto include in any Anak deck nowadays. And I see this traded card which I don't want to very early on in the
Mm-hmm.
game, and he goes on and decides to imp it, of
Yeah,
course.
he's trashing his agenda instead of stealing it.
Yeah, me putting it into his core area didn't trick him into keeping it. Oh
Yeah.
dear.
The mind games, man. Okay, so he installs two viruses so far, with the imp being used on the astro script and the data sucker for good measure.
That's right. His setup is actually pretty well good. It's pretty good already. So all he mostly just needs to do is just make sure he gets a consistent econ
Mhm.
and just slowly build up breakers if necessary.
Yeah. So here's the thing about Street Peddler is that what a lot of I think newer players won't understand about Street Peddler, the fact that they just exist on the board puts the fear of God in the corporation immediately.
Absolutely. Street Peddler can be used really for both offensive or defensive play. You know, some people even plus creed out from Street Peddler after they get seesaused. And of course, if you manage to get successful runs on R&D or HQ, you can just come out with a medium or a nerf agent.
And considering Noise's build nowadays, oh wow, he gets rid of that.
I know.
Yeah, that is
I
really good.
know.
That's really good economy right there.
That's good for him. I know. Oh dear.
So he's running
So
and you're raising that wraparound.
yeah, that's the only defense I mostly have against him already here. It's something which I have to keep him off my back as long as I can.
I think the reason why Noise is here to stay is because recently, I think Anarchs are just here to stay because of Faust, you know?
Yes, Faust and to maybe a lesser extent even Ether as well.
Mhm.
Those are very good breakers that actually do nothing but just help Anaks rise to the top no matter which ID you're using.
So he's dropping the parasite on that ice on that wraparound, which is 7 strength. He's gonna take off, but it doesn't matter for him because he just gonna put all the viruses out.
Yeah, I think maybe my mistake over here might have been that I didn't really ice up the archives. But if I remember correctly, those 2 eyes on the R&D are most likely going to be Gutenbergs.
Yeah, of course they're
So it doesn't stop.
Gutenbergs.
Yeah, it doesn't stop the sucker tokens from gathering up anyway.
Yep.
But this is probably one of the things that you can see what of how great players play out their deck, because I think most people wouldn't consider putting Parasite on the wraparound.
But I think it gives the corp something to think about. That it gives them a false sense of security.
Mm-hmm.
They think that wow, 7
It
strength,
does.
he's not getting in, and Noises nowadays don't run corroders, so he's not getting in as well.
Oh, they don't?
I
Oh.
don't quite recall. As far as I know, most Noises just run Faust.
Oh, okay. I would still put 1 or 2, but then again, I don't play noise nowadays.
Well, one would be a quick fix against
Yeah.
precisely wraparound.
Yes, yes, that would be true. That would be right.
Alright, so he's very confident checking all the remotes, and because having that imp counter allows him to trash whatever he accesses first. Otherwise, he's just gonna face plant straight into an agenda and steal it, and possibly open the door for you to do all your taggy baggy stuff.
Yeah, I think the problem over here is that my deck over here actually doesn't have CVS. It doesn't have Cyber Dex Virus Weight.
Oh, big mistake.
Yes, I severely underestimated the Anak meta for the regionals. So I'm paying a very big price for it right now.
Everyone did, myself included.
Oh
Yeah,
dear.
CVS was. Yeah, I would have to say that. Anarchs pretty much ran rampant in the regionals.
Mm-hmm. With good reason, by the way, because they got so many powerful cards right now at
Because
the moment.
it is good.
It is very good actually.
Alright, so he's just going slowly, and we see him draw into a Desperado, I think.
I can't see anything over there,
Mm.
but I don't think it is a Desperado. Noise doesn't usually have enough influence to get the
Oh,
Desperado going with the clone chips and
my
the
bad. It wasn't a Desperado. It was a
cash.
Grimoire.
It's a Grimoire.
Such confuse.
No worries.
And now we look at him installing a clone chip, which is actually
Oh dear.
an Anarch card in disguise as a Shaper card.
Oh dear. Yeah, it would have been way better when if it was like red color, right?
No, it would have been way more broken.
Yes, that's true as
Yeah.
well. But Hongqing is pretty much well aware that I'm already running Butcher Shop, so he isn't really going to be running those two eyes in my RNG anytime soon. He pretty much knows it's either Data Raven or Gutenberg.
Which are two very potent eyes for tagging runners in any case. So, uh, so he's taking the driver's seat right now. The street peddler's still there taunting you.
Yes, usually it's really difficult and impossible to know exactly how to handle Street Peddler midway through a run. So you don't really know exactly how to. Sometimes you can be too passive actually.
So gets rid of the data sucker, drops the cache. He doesn't really care about anything right now. He's just installing viruses like no tomorrow, and
Yes,
it's just constantly milling. And so Noise really capitalizes on all um the clickless paid abilities.
absolutely, because you're pretty much getting some sort of like a multi-functional card for viruses in Noise. You're doing mills as well as whatever the card wants you to do, like cash gets you money, imp lets you trash even more.
So finally, an ice over archives. What ice is that?
It's probably another wrap around, but I think it's probably a little bit too late at this time already. I think it's probably gone through like half my deck already.
Yeah, I remembered playing against Hongqing in the Swiss rounds. I was playing a butcher shop as well, but I was playing The World Is Yours. And I know and I understand firsthand how destructive Noise is against butcher shops, especially when you're going The World Is Yours. You're so reliant on your transaction economy and your events, and Noise just takes them all out of your deck.
Yeah, and it's actually, honestly speaking, I mean, Hongqing is definitely a good player, but that opening hand of his actually was pretty lucky as well, because it really, it really sets him up just to do two specific things later on. Just get the cards and then just install stuff and run.
So like we see,
He doesn't have to worry. Yeah, he doesn't have to worry about actually drawing anything manually.
Faust is out and Medium is out, so he might consider bumping into your R&D in order to get some sweet cash, sweet loot,
Yes.
I guess.
And quite naturally, of course, before he hits R&D, I'm very sure he's going to come out with an imp, just to make sure that he doesn't accidentally steal something to get mid-season.
Yep. This was the way that Noise used to deal with butcher shops in NBN, which is just sit back, relax, install tons and tons of crap, make them deck out, and go for a big fat archives run. But I think a certain ID has fixed that recently.
Oh, which ID was that?
Harpsichord Studios.
Oh yes, that's very nice. But then again, you could still just imp stuff away from Harpsichord, right?
Yeah, but you can't steal them wholesale in archives once they're all there.
No, yeah, that's right.
You have to go in
That's
multiple
right.
times, and especially if Harpsichord's planting Cyberdex virus suites in there. Yep, that's kind of mean because Noise loses all his tempo then. So we see a pop up.
And he's going to decide whether he wants to pay for it or just parasite through it.
So
he's more than willing to pay through it, right? Because if he parasites, then he doesn't have a clone chip in order to try to recur his imp.
Oh look, the best combo in the entire universe. 2 pop-ups.
Yeah, the only thing better is 3 pop-ups.
Mm-hmm.
And I choose to use the original art for this one because I just don't like the old art.
Ah,
Hee.
you again.
Yeah.
Ouch.
So of
Okay,
course,
so he
yes,
just
that is
imps
very
it out.
sad.
But I heard of a very interesting saying from Zahir the other day
Oh.
about pop-up windows. Pop-up windows are a very funny ice because one pop-up window is a text, two pop-up window is an end
Mhm.
run most of the time.
Oh, really? Oh, no. Some people really are actually just willing to do it. Uh, I don't know. I just like to pop up windows just for the troll factor.
Mm. So he's really playing with those imps with reckless abandon. He's dropping the imps,
Yes.
sending them away once he's done with them, and bringing them back out later when he needs them again.
Yeah, it's not really looking too good for me at the moment
Mm.
because at this point in time, I didn't have Seesaws in my deck either. So I've all the. I think at this point I have all the kill cards in hand. It's just that I cannot really do anything against it.
Mm.
It's a very big of a shame really because I need to uh, install and maybe advance early breaking news, but that's just not gonna happen
Mm.
at this
He
moment.
drops the lamprey, and that's gonna be painful once he starts pounding the HQ repeatedly.
Yeah, or you can even just sell it off to Asos just for some early money if you want, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a mil and
Yeah.
$3, which is not too bad actually.
So we see how he deals with wraparounds now. It's David's, which is a really
Yes,
it's just a extremely good fix for high strength eyes. Mm.
yes. That's David is actually pretty useful for the three times that you can break subroutines for. So you got to really plan around how you want to maximize the usage of David.
Mm. So yeah, his setup is getting he's like a freight train. You know, there's no stopping it once the virus train goes rolling.
Yeah, there's really no way that I can see myself getting out of this one, even though technically we are still at 0-0 each.
Mm-hmm.
It's just inevitable until he just decides to pop a Hades shard or just runs on the archives to just grab up all the 7 points at one go.
Mm. You have no choice but to keep building your bank, and hope that he makes a mistake. But he's very wary of what you're able to do, and he is just avoiding every window that he can possibly slip up.
Yeah, exactly, and
Mm.
that's what really separates a great player from an average player, right? You need to really be very well aware of the board state at all
Mm-hmm.
times and exactly what you can do with the cards that you have
Mm.
in your hand.
So he's not worried about his money, despite how much money you
No,
have. He's not worried about getting
no,
killed.
no.
Mm.
As long as he got the clone chip to recur an imp, he's pretty safe actually.
Yep.
Oh dear.
Ah, that's painful. That is
Uh,
very painful. And he's just bringing out more
yes.
money because who needs more money, right?
You always need more money. You can never have too much money,
Mm.
right? And it's a one of the most typical noise moves that you always want with deja vu for a double
Mm.
cash.
The the credits must flow.
Yes, the credits must flow through a blue card that again should be a red card.
Everything's a red card in Noise's stack.
Everything should be a red
Yeah.
card.
Noise just doesn't give a it just doesn't give a crap.
Well, yeah,
Mm.
it's really difficult to actually really come up with a counterplay to noise once he's really denying you cards, denying you opportunity to score,
Mm.
and that's the whole point of exactly how you play noise in the first
Yeah,
place.
but no, I guess no offense to noise players out there, but the decks all kind of seem very similar. They experiment very little. I haven't really seen very diverse builds of noise, although arguably with the amount of viruses that are in the card pool right now, you could try very different kinds of noises. You could.
Well, you could, yeah, you could, right? But then again, that's why good decks work so well. You just take one of the best decks. Maybe you change only like 2 to 3 card slots, and then you bring it to a regionals or a nationals, right?
Mm. And so we see you scoring a breaking news and taking out his wild side, which is good to stem his card draw. Yeah, but
Yeah, this is
oh, but
when I do this.
oh look,
Oh no.
oh look. So that was what was under the street peddler. The street peddler was sitting on top of on top of a music club.
Totally useless. But at this point in time, I know I'm already feeling very desperate to just go out the breaking news without following up from it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I just wanted to make sure that I at least score some points with the hope that I can actually, score out the Bills and the Astros later.
Mm.
It's a very low chance of that happening, but I just gotta do what I can.
Yeah, so Noise is just doing noise things.
Yeah,
Just noise things. Hashtag just noise things.
he actually hasn't even bothered using his David actually up until this point.
Why bother, honestly?
Yeah, maybe let the Lamprey do some work, but it wouldn't really might have done much actually. I think.
Nah, he's not interested in stealing your agendas just yet. He's just interested in
Milling.
milling, and doing
Milling.
hashtag just noise things.
Yes.
And finally runs on,
Finally, he's ready.
and it's obviously
Yeah,
Gutenberg.
no surprise. Yes.
And we see the David at work here, and a Data Raven, which we see. So he's either gonna have to take the tag or leave.
Well, he has a click to actually bypass. He has a click to get rid of it after all.
But he's gonna have to face the trace if he's going through it.
No, he can break it with. He can break it with a Faust.
Oh yeah, yes, he can. I keep forgetting
Yes.
about the false right there.
Yeah, such an annoying card. Such a good card for Anax.
Such a good card everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah,
As long as you got the card draw that you need, why not?
oh,
And of course, he comes out with the
and
imp,
Im comes back out, and he's at max.
and it's just.
Yeah, he's just nice on memory.
Oh no.
So
Oh.
he's
Oh yes, that's right.
So he's taking out the lamprey. Oh, does in here have enough memory?
One. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, not enough memory because you got to remember the parasite as well.
Okay.
So yes.
So he takes out the. So he takes out
He takes out
the
the lamprey.
pet campaign with that imp token.
Ah yes, the pack campaign is out, and it's just continuing the denial game over here.
What's he denying you?
Economy,
Nah,
chances of scoring out,
nah.
hope. He's denying me hope.
Oh, you can just say he's denying you everything, cause that's what noise does, right?
Yeah, right now, it's just mostly just waiting for him to see exactly when he's going to pop that.
So what does noise
sorry,
do
make
again?
the accounts, man. Noise do again.
Hashtag just noise things.
Just noise things. You try to make it as popular as slot the clock.
Slot the clock. What?
Slot the clock.
Alright, I get it.
Yeah. It's just like trash that ash. You slot the
Just
clock.
noise
Just noise
things.
things. Just noise things.
Hashtag shaper bullshit.
Hashtag shaper bullshit.
He's still getting that. Yeah, he's not stopping anytime soon. It's just gonna be draw after draw after draw, install after install after install.
Yeah, this is one of those times where I realized that Noise in effect pretty much has got more cards in his deck than I do because of the mills, and I'm not really coming out with any sort of Howards to be able to at least counter it.
I guess Howard's probably got taken out.
I used one earlier on, and probably the others are in the archives face down.
Ouch. Okay, so he takes out that pop-up window, and he
So
he takes
painful.
out another card off the top of your deck.
That's right. I suppose he just wants to make sure that whatever I put in there is going to be less taxing on him, obviously.
Nah, he just wants to mill you out. It's just a place to hope.
Whoa.
Oh, ouch. Oh, that hurts.
Oh,
Take it.
double parasite on double pop-up window.
Them sad pop-up windows. I can see the tears flowing from those eyes.
Oh, it is. And if
Drops another data sucker, I think.
knowing my luck, he's probably got the levy in that deck somewhere just to recur everything back all over again.
Okay, so it's an install. So you're now just doing the sad face thing.
Yes, I'm very desperate, and I use 3 clicks to play shipment from Miramorph.
A free shipment from Miramorph.
Yeah, 3 clicks for free shipment
Good-
Miramorph. So worth it,
Good
right?
value, man.
I'm very desperate at this point. At this point in time here, and I think probably Hong Ching probably knows it as well because, you see what the play he does here.
Yep.
It's just so sad.
I sense the end of the game right here.
Oh, finally, at least
Ah,
I managed
right.
to get
Good,
another
good.
Howard.
I guess there's no point putting the agendas back into the R&D, right?
Not really, because the R&D is just so thin anyway.
Yeah.
And he can just medium run me or then just mill me.
Mm.
And this is what Noise used to be really good at before Faust came out. They were really good at centrals. Faust just made it much easier for Anax to access remotes at this time.
So he gets the
Astro.
Astro. And
he runs.
oh,
Okay, ladies and
okay.
gentlemen, don't do this. Don't ever install two agendas in the same turn.
It must always be 3 agendas. Don't
I'm
stop
so-
at 2. Go for 3 all the way.
I figured that since I was probably on the losing end, I might as well try my luck, and Hong Qing just read my mind.
Yeah, well, because I guess it was too telling.
Yes, yes, that's right. And probably in the last click, he's just going to just run through archives and just see what I have.
So now he has no fear anymore because he has way more money than you have.
Yes, that's right. There's really not much point of me being able to mid-season him anymore. No way of actually scoring out from remotes because you'll be naked.
Ouch, and another imp.
Yes.
He must be packing 3
imps-
imps in here, right?
Well, all Anax will.
Ouch. Okay. That's
Yes, it's so painful.
that's a NapD project.
It's really hard, and he Davids through that wrap around
Yep.
for the win. I'm quite sure there's an NAPD in there.
For the win.
Yep. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. This is a typical example of how Noise just steamrolls over NEH.
Hashtag just noise things.
Just Noise things.
Oh look, he steals your agenda,
This
you steal
is-
his parasite.
Nah, I'm a good guy. I give it back to him later on, I think.
After the game?
Yeah.
After the tournament?
Yeah, no, I think it's pretty much after the match because I don't remember. Usually, I'm very paranoid about checking my deck list.
Aw.
So
You should have just,
I'm usually quite thorough about this kind
you
of
should have
things.
just denied him one parasite for the entire tournament.
Yeah, it might cost him the games in future. Right?
Yeah, it'll make him more wary of
Yeah.
playing against you in the future.
No, that is just very scumbag of me. I'll never do that.
Yeah,
Right?
and you playing NEH isn't scumbaggy enough.
It's not. It's completely legal.
Alright. Okay, so that was game 1 of the double elimination top 8 for the
Yes.
regionals, and we're seeing
That's right.
Hong Qing taking the lead with Noise. Just
Yes. So Hong Qing, just goes over to the winners bracket, while I go over to the lower bracket.
Alright, so I think we'll catch you all guys later with another game, with the next game of the top 8. Yep,
Absolutely.
and it's been good having you all here. See y'all next time.
Bye bye.